So recently I just came out with a full character tier list for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. If you haven't checked that out, I'll put it in the card right up there. This tier list is going to be a bit different. It is going to be the tier of moves of Pikachu, and honestly, like in order, I want to say like the worst moves to the best moves of Pikachu, but like I was making this list and just for reference, it was so hard to determine what the worst moves were, what like lesser moves were of this character, because all of Pikachu's moves, literally every single one, has so many purposes, there is so much skill to them, and they are so useful, and they're just all amazing. I do not think Pikachu has a bad move at all, similar to how Ultimate doesn't have a bad character, but something does have to be the worst, so let's get into it. And actually, before we get into it, I want to talk about the sponsor of today's video. ProGuides is an incredibly informational YouTube channel that has partnered with myself, Zero, MKLayer, and other top Ultimate minds. I've teamed up with them just now to help create my own pro course on their website, which you can check out now by clicking the link in the description. Watch more exclusive content from me with them on how to improve at Ultimate, learn advanced techniques, and get better with Pikachu because, as we all know, this character's busted. They have a ton of content with the aforementioned creators with a plethora of other exclusive guides and videos. Also, in collaboration, we are giving out $50 of Nintendo eShop credit as well. Use the links in the description and go subscribe to them, and don't forget to comment ESAM sent me here on their latest video. That is how you enter the giveaway, and one of you will win. Good luck. So honestly, when I came to ranking these moves, I really thought about the utility of the moves because, again, every single thing, if you use it in its purpose, is amazing. So I figured I would just go into the things that are the least useful, and I think Pikachu's least useful move is forward tilt. Yes, a Fame 5 move that does like 10 to 12%, that is a kill move at like 160, that can anti-air, and is amazing, is Pikachu's worst move. I think it is definitely one of the harder moves to use because it is less safe on shield compared to down tilt, and it's not, obviously, you're not moving with it, you can't really pivot cancel it, you can't surprise people with it, and it's not particularly disjointed. So honestly, those factors in and of itself kind of make it worse, and also it doesn't really combo into anything. There's not a lot of threat of putting you in a really bad position unless it's hitting you off stage, but if you're in a position where forward tilt's going to hit you off stage, most of Pikachu's arsenal will. Next up on the list, I do think Up Smash is Pikachu's second worst move, and I know that's crazy because Nair Up Smash is a kill confirm, and Up Smash is a really good out of shield option, and it is incredibly powerful when you hit the sweet spot, and it has the relative safety of the back hit having a hitbox, so if someone crosses you up, you still might hit them with the back hit, which won't kill them, but it can put them in a bad position, and you can combo maybe an up air or a back air into it, or at least pressure with it. But yes, I do think Up Smash isn't that great of a tool because it is not as big or as useful as a lot of Pikachu's other tools, and because of the fact that Nair drag down, sometimes it's ambiguous what side the people are going to land on, you know, that will make a down smash a little bit more useful for that. But either way, Up Smash, a fantastic move. Again, kill confirm with rage especially, man, it scales so hard, but I do think even with the amazing uses of it, just because it is slightly less, you know, relevant overall, I would say that it's a second worst move. And honestly, after these two moves, there's a bit of a gap between the next move, which is going to be Skull Bash. And the reason I say that is because offensively, Skull Bash is obviously not as great of a move. Granted, it's fairly safe on shield, and you can jump or air dodge out of it very quickly. It has almost no cooldown when it hits, but if you whiff the Skull Bash, obviously there is a decent amount of cooldown, and people can punish you for it. But, you know, the main use is going to be off stage, because Pikachu is able to go as off stage as he is, because Skull Bash can just get you back so much horizontal movement for basically no vertical sacrifice, and also it is good at putting you at a disadvantage. If someone hits me high up, I'll double jump, Skull Bash off stage, shoot a Thunder Jolt back to stage, and then quick attack to ledge. Like, it is so good at getting Pikachu both back on stage and off the stage when you want to get out of that position for someone chasing you like a fox. And also it even has uses offensively. I know I've been using it against characters that like wanna, you know, be kind of put themselves in an upper position when you're trying to juggle them. Like, let's say Snake, you hit him with a couple up airs and then he goes, okay, I'm gonna pull grenade, and if Snake pulls grenade and Pikachu does a Skull Bash, it'll actually, since it moves him super horizontally in the air, it'll hit a falling Snake and it won't really blow up their grenades. It's very good for edge guarding for characters that have to stay in one spot, a la like Lucas or Ness or characters like that that have like kind of slower recoveries. And also there's a way to edge guard where you can Skull Bash towards the ledge for characters that are trying to snap to the ledge and hold down to basically meaty them and two-frame them. Granted, that's fairly easily techable, but at higher percents, if you get enough charge on it, it's not going going to be techable at maybe like 130 or 140, so it definitely has both offensive use and an amazing defensive use. So I do think this move is a bit better than the previous two moves, but still is in the bottom three moves, which is crazy because Skull Bash is such a valuable tool and almost every character would love to have it. And following Skull Bash, I do think there is a sizable gap between it and the next move, and the next worst move I think is going to be Pikachu's down air. It is actually insane the level of like gap between those two moves, because down air obviously is a spike at the beginning, it's a fairly disjointed hitbox, it auto cancels on short hop, it can kill, you know, with the sour spot, it can combo into either grab or F tilt on the ground, it can set up for tech chases, it can edge guard people because again, as I mentioned, it's disjointed. This move is absolutely fantastic, but the reason I'm putting it slightly lower is because it is kind of slow. It's not the fastest aerial, so you do have to have more setup for it compared to a lot of other Pikachu's moves, which are like blindingly fast, except for a couple that I'll get into. But I think down air, again, really good, but I do think solidly Pikachu's worst aerial, just because every other aerial has so much more useful and kind of just broken. Like Pikachu's aerials overall are broken. Down air being a spike and an out hit and disjoint is still the worst aerial for Pikachu. But like, wow, this move is insane, so useful. I love it. You know, I feel like it would have been a little bit better if you talking about like Smash 4 or even Brawl, because of the fact that, you know, neutral was a little bit more difficult since back air wasn't as good in neutral and forward air was also slightly less good in neutral, at least in Brawl. Down air was the star of the show in Brawl, that and air, but now with forward air being really safe on shield, back air being really ambiguous and also broken, and I'll get to that later, down air just kind of fell out of its place in neutral. Like there's almost no reason to use it unless you're going for a spot dodge read, but if you are doing that, then you can jump, wait for it, and do a neutral air anyway, which will net you more reward in the first place. So down air gonna be the fourth worst move, and that's crazy because this move is broken. And also, I notice a lot of people in YouTube comments, you know, critiquing, be like, oh, it's not broken, it's just really good. When I say things like broken and godlike, I am using hyperbole, I'm exaggerating, but I do think down air is one of the best down airs in the entire game, and it is still one of the worst moves for Pikachu, so you kind of get the disconnect. Next down is going to go back to the ground move section. We are going to be talking about Pikachu's jab. A lot of people, when I remember, like I tweeted like, oh, these are 3 Pikachu's worst moves, people were like, how is jab not awful? Like it's one of Pikachu's worst moves, but it's honestly because I feel like a lot of people aren't aware of just how useful jab is. First off, one of the biggest things about it is the fact that if you hold jab at someone and you're hitting them, it basically will combo them 5 to like 13 times depending on how close you are to an edge or the edge of a platform or something like that. But also the fact that when you are hitting it, every single time it hits with jab, it goes into your stale move queue, so it basically refreshes more than half your moves every single time you hit it. Other than that, obviously it is amazing for jab blocks. It will literally jab block until in Smash 4 999%. I haven't tested it in this game, but I'm sure I'll be showing it right now on the screen. But it is so useful for jab blocks. It's frame 2, which is one of the fastest normals in the entire game. Obviously a lot of jabs are frame 2, very few things are frame 1. It's also transcendent, so it cannot ping with anything, so you don't have to worry about throwing it out and accidentally clanking with something. You'll just beat things straight out, which sometimes you have to worry because you can't, you know, it's easy to trade with it if there is also a move coming out. But frame 2 is so useful. Trapping people at the ledge is so useful. Also on down slants, on let's say Yoshi Story or Lilat, it will actually push them off the ledge, which allows you to get basically free edge guards. I've held jab over the ledge and people have double jumped into it numerous times. I know Light did it recently. You know, I do it on MVD a lot when we practice. You know, anytime I get Lilat or I play on Yoshi's, I basically will jab someone off the stage, and then they're going to waste their double jump, and then they have to 50-50 a recovery of like falling back air or down air or something like that. Jab is amazingly useful, such a good tool. I love it. And also at higher percents, it just knocks people off of the edge sometimes. If you're just like holding jab and they're holding away, they'll just fall off the platform. So you get about 15 to 20% for free, refresh all your moves, and your opponent is now off stage. Granted, it's not going to combo into anything for the most part, but then you get to like edge trap after dealing them damage and having all of your kill moves be fresh, and the freshness bonus, that's some good stuff. Staying with the theme of ground moves, I think that Pikachu's next worst move is going to be up tilt. And again, at this point, just to reiterate, all these moves are like really good, so useful, so many uses, like great combo tools or get out of jail options, like amazing moves. But up tilt is going to be slightly less useful than a lot of other moves besides the Nair Loop, which is going to give it a big bump. But again, as I say that, Pikachu's up tilt is disjointed, it's fast, it hits on both sides of him, and again, it is part of Pikachu's most important combo, which is obviously his Nair Loops at lower percent because grabs and down throws, and then up tilts, you know, that's going to be the loop, basically up tilt Nair, down tilt, or like down throw Nair, up tilt, like you just do it over and over again. It's also a great early combo tool if you want to not go for the loops if you're not able to get it, and it honestly sets up for kills because up tilt combos basically forever into either up air or forward air, or even if I like really really high percents, can combo into Thunder with bad DI. It sets up so many good positions, and Pikachu's most solid advantage state, which is above him, because Pikachu's juggle game, because he's so fast on the ground, is amazing, but I'll get into the main reason why that is the case a little bit later. But up tilt, so fantastic. I'm also using it more to just swat people out of the air, to anti-air people with it, because again, the last like zip of Pikachu's tail is disjointed on all of his tail moves. So up tilt, that gets really big and kind of like turns towards people. So it hits them pretty far out of the air. Like I've definitely anti-aired Snake's back air, you know, Rob's neutral air with just up tilt, and that's crazy. That up tilt is so good. Still in the lower half of Pikachu's moves, but again, that's not because up tilt is bad, it's because Pikachu's moveset is just ridiculous. So now we finally dip back into the smash attacks, and we are going to be talking about forward smash. Yes, forward smash is the, if I'm counting correctly, 7th worst move that Pikachu has, but obviously it is so good. I use it a lot. It is hugely disjointed. It is active for 15 or 16 frames. I don't remember. It is one of the best tools of hitting neutral getup in the entire game. It is so strong. It's a finisher. It's an anti-air. This move does it all. The only reason it is not higher is it's because it's pretty punishable and there's no way to combo into it other than jab blocks. So it's basically going to be hard callouts or like really good reads or reaction on my part. So that's more player skill as opposed to this move, just throw it out all the time. It's really good. You know, it is more punishable than it used to be. It was fairly unpunishable in Smash 4, and you know, I guess in Brawl it was fairly punishable, but you know, compared to Smash 4 to Ultimate I feel like is more useful, but because it is more punishable, it's going to be a little bit more risky. Like I will always basically get dash attacked for forward smashing someone's shield in this game. It is too minus to really deal with that, but again, that move is so good. It's so strong. I've hit sweet spot in the weirdest places because it anti-airs. The hitbox is huge. You know, obviously, as I mentioned, as a job block finisher, it is amazing, especially on thin characters, because you will automatically get the sweet spot, because forward smash is 3 hitboxes basically. It's the beginning hitbox, which is the closest to you and the highest up, and that's going to be the weakest. Then the middle hitbox is the strongest, and it is a little bit bigger, and then the biggest lingering hitbox, the thing that mostly hits the forward smashes, is going to be the second weakest, but like it does the least damage, but it has so much knockback growth that it's basically super strong at higher percents. But that move is so good. It's so useful. It's kind of hard to use because you have to get really good at timing, you know, to get the sweet spot, since again, it's not like the sweet spot is active for 10 frames and the others are active for a little bit of time. Like the sweet spot is not active for as long as you would expect, but again, like the sweet spot and the last hitbox are all incredibly powerful, or both incredibly powerful. So hitting with either of them, like obviously it makes a difference, but you know, at death percent when you're hitting someone at 100, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. But still, again, with all the good things that I talk about with Pikachu's F Smash, it's still in the lower half of his moves. Next up is going to be down smash, and down smash I feel like is slightly less useful overall than forward smash. However, the main use for it is absolutely broken, which is comboing it after nair. It is so strong. It always sends forward. It's basically impossible to SDI out of. Like I've only had very few instances where someone gets dragged to the ground and SDIs out of it, not on a slant. It is so consistent. It is so useful. It scales so hard with rage, and honestly, it's how I get a lot of my kills on stage is with down smash. Like that move is ridiculous. I have killed Bowser at 120 at the ledge. I've killed Fox at 80 or 75. If you hit someone on the side platform of Town and City or Kalos with a down smash, they die so early. This move is absolutely fantastic. It's also transcendent, similar to jab, so you can't ping with it, but it's also disjointed, so it makes it an amazing anti-air. If someone's coming down on you with an aerial and it isn't disjointed, you can just down smash it and it will beat it basically every single time, scoop them and hit them off stage. A pretty big knock on this move, and what I can see arguments of down smash being worse than forward smash is the fact that it's like minus 25 on block or something like that. So if you use it and it doesn't work and someone shields it, you're going to get basically drop shield smash attack or drop shield whatever they basically want, and it will do a lot of damage, or you know, you take the biggest combo starter. But I think the usefulness of being able to combo it out of nair is so enormous to the point where it automatically puts it above forward smash, which you're going to have to use as a neutral tool. And again, we have another ground move we need to talk about, and that is going to be down tilt. It is minus 5 on block, which makes it incredibly safe. It combos into forward tilt at 0, dash attack at like lower mid percents to mid percents. It knocks you down for jab blocks. It is so good at just hitting people off stage or just being useful for sending them low in general, set up tech chases. It is so good for Pikachu. There's honestly not a lot of flaws of this move, except for the fact that it isn't like faster or even more broken. Like, this move is absolutely fantastic, and again, this is one of those cases of like, wow, down tilt's kind of broken, but it's just the fact that all the moves that I'm going to talk about are really like the epitome of why Pikachu is so good, and that's the only reason why it's not there. But again, I hit so many like fair down tilts and nair down tilts, which lead into tech chases or jab blocks and early kills, and it like, this move is crazy, and the fact that I think it is down here just is like, just shows how like amazingly amazing Pikachu is. Hell, I've even anti-aired with it before because the tail is kind of thick for Pikachu in Smash Ultimate, so like I've hit people before they hit the ground. It's just really good. I honestly use it basically every time if I'm not going to do an upward angle F tilt specifically. Like, down tilt is just better for basically every other reason except for the fact that it doesn't do as much damage, and I guess forward tilt puts you into tumble at like 40 as opposed to down tilt, which doesn't, but down tilt also combos into dash attack, which is like a 20% combo by itself or like a 22% combo by itself if it's fresh, so that's kind of crazy. And the fact that it's safe on shield means you can just kind of spam it or do like down tilt, like forward air or like jump back T-Jolt or something. It's so good. And finally, after several moves, we get back to an aerial. This is going to be the top half of Pikachu's moves, which again, there isn't really that much of a distinction between like the 10th worst move and the 5th worst move of Pikachu. All these moves are absolutely fantastic, but let's go into Pikachu's forward air. First off, it's pretty safe on shield, it's ambiguous, it's disjointed. The disjoint is above and below Pikachu on the initial hitboxes, like all the multi-hit basically, and it is a huge final hit that combos into itself. It's a kill move, it's amazing for ledge trapping, it is very useful because it is more safe on shield a lot of the time than back air, so if a character has a really good out of shield option that kind of like ducks the character, like let's say Crom's up B or Wolf's up smash, you know, I can't really back air those characters' shields, and granted back air is the main neutral tool for Pika, so if you can't do that, then forward air becomes that default because it is safer on shield, it's a little bit easier to space with it, and again, if you hit it, it still can confirm into grab or up air, which leads into landing nair into grab, or like nair loops basically. This move is absolutely fantastic. I use it to harass people off stage. Full hop fair is such a good tool to catch jumps, and then of course, because it has basically no lag, I can then do a landing aerial or like a jump back or a quick attack or something like that. I have so many options if someone just doesn't call out the fact that I'm going to jump with waiting and then jumping and hitting me in the air, which is pretty difficult. That's happened to me very, very few times in general. Maybe I guess as the meta progresses it will, but again, with all the other options Pikachu has, it's something that it's just so hard to worry about. But forward air, it was my main neutral tool in Smash 4, and it's just as good, if not better, because now it's stronger of a move, so it actually is a kill move in this game. Since they got rid of, you know, Pikachu's nair as a kill move, because it used to be just like the frame 3, like, get off me, and it was a kill move, you know, Pikachu doesn't have any other kill moves besides that, I guess, and down air, but now forward air is a kill move, and that is so good because you can edge guard it with, you can also do fair drag downs, so like fair drag down down tilt, or even you have, you know, like down throw fair drag down regrabs with full hops. I've been doing that a little bit more recently, and I've been recently doing fair drag downs off stage because it has less cooldown than neutral air. So like drag down fair into down air is just a combo on Palutena if she does not have a jump, because you do the fair drag down jump down air and it'll hit her before her warp goes, and if she air dodges, she's gonna die because she doesn't have a jump. It is so good because it's so active too, and it's disjointed, and I can just pull away from it, and it just makes it so hard to deal with as most of the cast if you have to recover low. Forward air is such a good tool because also even if I don't want to drag down it, I can just kind of hit it, and then if you're at lower percents, combo it into another fair, and if you're at higher percents, it's like, okay, cool, I get to quick attack to ledge, reset the edge guarding position, and then go from there. It is so good. Next up is going to be one of the more difficult moves in Pikachu's arsenal to use, and that is going to be Thunder. It is obviously one of the most unique moves that Pikachu has. It fits frame 13 with the spike hitbox. It has a huge contact hitbox if it hits you. The bolt is amazing for edge guarding. You can also, you know, mash it out of disadvantage or out of combos because it comes out on frame 2. The cloud spawns on frame 2, so then if you get hit on the second frame of the Thunder, it will come down and interrupt basically any combo. I had a clip that I just got on Twitter. You know, it's absolutely insane. One of the reasons Pikachu's Thunder is so good is obviously because of that spike hitbox, so it allows you to have an option in the air, like you can go for an edge guard, go low, and still cover high because of jump Thunder. And again, Thunder is so strong. Like, I've literally hit people at like 40% near the ledge and they just explode in the blast zone, especially if I have rage. Also, there's, you know, kind of gimmicks with the spike hitbox. Like, if there are multiple spike hitboxes that spawn on Thunder, so if I hit you with anything that's not the first one, it's not going to combo into the body hitbox of Thunder, so you just get spiked off stage and just die. Like, you actually just explode. Again, it is one of the more non-standard moves that Pikachu has, so it is fairly difficult to use and get used to it, but once you do, it is so good. There are combos into it with DI traps, and of course there's up throw thunder, there's, you know, mixing up people just like when they're falling, like you hit someone in the air and they double jump, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna wait, oh my god, I'm gonna thunder right now, and just the threat of that thunder makes so many characters and so many people panic and air dodge, or, you know, use a fast fall move and to try to get out of that position, and then Pikachu can just juggle because of that. It conditions people so hard, and like they can't jump, but like there are sometimes when like I hit someone in the air, and then I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go for this thunder, and if you air dodge, you're gonna get hit by the body hit of the thunder, and if you jump, you're gonna get hit by the spike of the thunder into the body hitbox, and you're gonna die. Like there are so many times it covers a plethora of options, except for like air dodge away, like directional air dodge away, which then obviously if they do that and I don't thunder, it gets covered with like forward air or down air or skull bash or something like that. Like it is so good at conditioning and just making people have to play a very particular game against Pikachu, which is absolutely amazing. And also, again, it's an edge guarding tool. You can go off and B reverse thunder on characters that you can't really mess with, like let's say Mario's up B. If you have enough time, you can jump off stage, B reverse a thunder back on stage, that bolt is coming down, and it doesn't matter that Mario's up B is invincible and disjointed, because it will just, if you are there in time, it will just hit the up B and you can continue your edge guarding from there. Sometimes it combos into forward air. It is such a useful move. It is one of the most unique moves again in Pikachu's moveset, but it is so good and it makes people play such a different game against Pikachu, and people are always worried about it. So from that mental aspect as well, it's just mwah, beautiful. And getting back to the ground moves, we are about to get into our top 5 Pikachu moves, but this is the 6th best move, and it is going to be Dash Attack. That move is frame 6. It is so fast. It's a kill move. It catches people's DI off of guard. It's an anti-air. It is, again, amazingly fast. It's a kill move. It is relatively safe on shield, especially if you hit someone's back, like the back of their shield, because I think it's like -11, so you can always shield grab it as most characters, assuming you're not like Zelda or Greninja or a tether grab, but if you hit someone's back of their shield, they need an incredibly fast aerial that also hits very low because it kind of skids on the ground. And again, for the amount of reward you get off of this move, it is insane. It kills with rage, with bad DI at like 90 on light characters, maybe 120 on like mid heavyweights, again with bad DI. With good DI, you live a long time, but again, it's such a fast move that typically a lot of the times I hit with it, or people hit with it in general, you're not ready. You're catching someone dashing in, or you're catching someone dashing out near a ledge. It is so good, it's so fast, and I get so many kills with it. I'm just like, shoot Thunder Jolt, run, dash attack, and just you do it. And again, because of the fact that it's so at least relatively safe, it's such a good option to go for. It is easily the safest of Pikachu's kill moves, except for his aerials, I suppose, but you know, dash attack is such a better kill move, and you can also combo into it. Landing fair combos into dash attack, and like if landing fair can combo into down tilt, it can also combo into dash attack. You know, nair dash attack's a combo if you want to like surprise someone with the eye if they're holding in for, let's say, you know, down smash or forward smash or something, or like up smash or something like that. So you can catch people with bad DI, that works too. And again, it moves you, it's so fast, it's just, whew, that move is amazing. It is probably one of the moves that I would understand the most if it got nerfed, because it's a very easy nerf of like, oh, it's weaker, or oh, it sends at a different angle, like it's a lower angle, so it's not going to kill as early with bad DI. Like that would totally make sense. I would not be disappointed. I mean, I would be disappointed, but I would be, I guess, not surprised. And we are into the top 5 moves that Pikachu has, which includes 3 aerials and 2 special move, so let's just jump into it with number 5. Up air is honestly the hardest move to use as Pikachu. Either that, you know, this, quick attack, and thunder are easily the 3 hardest moves to use for Pikachu, because up air has so many uses. It is so specific in a lot of instances because it has the strong hit, it has the weak hit, it has the forward hit, it has a slightly stronger weak hit that combos better. You know, there's the different spacings of all of it. It's just so good, you know, learning the combo percents, whether you want a short hop or full hop, whether you want to do weak up airs into landing nairs, or up air bridges, or, you know, up air fast fall. The fact that you can get the what I call the new shit, you know, the up air thunder with the DI reads. Like there are so many ways to catch people's DI with this move, and you have to be so on top of it because the move is so fast and so quick, to the point where if you are slightly wrong, you now messed up your combo. Sometimes, like, I've literally lost games because I'm expecting them to DI a certain way, I spaced my up air wrong, they were DIing the way I wanted them to, but I didn't get a thunder off of it, and that is absolutely huge. It is so practiced. I'm actually going to have a video breaking down up air like by itself, because I want to talk about the new combo like the up air thunder, which I'm sure you've seen in some of my Twitch compilations, but it is so hard to use that I will be making a video about it, so don't worry if you are a new Pikachu. I will try my best to explain it and kind of give a lot of the secrets of Pikachu's up air. But basically, if you like, as a quick teaser, if you ever DI strong up up air in, you can get thunders off of it, and because of Pikachu's speed, there are a lot of times where you can make people guess which side of you they're going to be on. So if you guess right, you can just get thunder kills at like 65, and that is ridiculous. And besides all the non-standard stuff, it's also just a great juggling tool. It's frame 4, it's disjointed, it sends you up for the most part, it combos into back air or forward air, or again, as I mentioned, thunder with bad DI, or either with DI in, and it's just so good. Like, I've literally hit people up and then been like, okay, up air, or you air dodge that one, landing other aerial into more combos and to put you back above me into up air, and just I get stocks. It does 8.5, I think, % in this game when it's fresh on a full hop, which is ridiculous because a move that is that fast and juggles should not do that much %, and also at higher % it kills, especially again if they catch bad DI, which honestly happens a lot because again it's so fast and they're trying to hold in and then you hit them with up air and they die at now 130, 140 at double jump height on certain stages. Like, that is crazy. The usefulness of this move is off the charts. It is by far, or I guess it's the best up air since Melee's up air, because Melee has like tail spiking and also like up air up smash and things like that, but I do think it is better than Brawl up air, and it is better than Smash 4 up air. It's basically a better Smash 4 up air, so it is so good. Like, I guess the one thing I miss in terms of Brawl up air is the fact that like strong up air wasn't that strong, so you go like up air nair or up air footstool and sometimes, but again, because footstools are techable in this game, it doesn't really matter. So it's just so good, and the good thing it's not like Brawl up air, because I guess they were being infinite with like strong up air landing nair, strong up air landing nair if you kind of read the direction they were going, but it is not Brawl. This up air is just absolutely fantastic, one of the staples of Pikachu's play, and honestly one of the reasons why I think Pikachu is so hard and so few people play him. At number 4, we are going to have neutral air, and yes, mostly this is carried because of the ability for Nair to combo into almost every single move that Pikachu has. It combos into, in theory, up air, back air, down tilt, forward tilt, dash attack, grab, obviously, down smash, up smash, is that it? I think so. So that's like basically every single move that Pikachu has that is like a useful offensive tool, it can combo into it, which is insane. It's also -5 on block, so landing Nair, which if it shield pokes you can lead to death or a huge combo, is basically unpunishable by everyone that's not Mario or Game & Watch, especially because you can cross it up, so you can't even like worry about like Nair shielding because someone will just have to grab, and no one has a frame 2 aerial except for Little Mac, and if Little Mac is going to do that to you, they got it. And very few up Bs are also that fast. I think maybe Zero Suits can punish it as well, but it is so good. Again, the ability for you to add a shield Nair, which is frame 3, so with a jump it's frame 6, allows you to punish things that are -6 or more on block. You know, there's also, you can combo after a full Nair as opposed to just a drag down. It's just a little bit harder, and it's kind of more ambiguous where the opponent is going to go, so I haven't really done it that much, but I've definitely got things like short hop Nair out of shield, you know, hit with the final hit, and then do like, you know, at 0, let's say like dash, like strong up air landing Nair on a platform into like Nair loops, and that's crazy. Like, it can lead into Nair loops. It's just a little bit more inconsistent than the other setups for it, such as like grab, forward air, and back air. And obviously just like landing Nair just raw, but it's so good. It's like, it's crazy, and also it's really useful for edge guarding, because for some reason, even though it's an electric move, it doesn't have the extra hit lag on it, especially the final move, so a lot of times you can do Nairs, and then people will miss the tech a lot of the time if you do the final Nair, but also you can do Nair fast fall to drag people down, kind of like how I talked about with forward air, except it's all around your body, so you can do a fast fall Nair immediately, because again, it's frame 3, and it can combo especially against characters with slower recoveries, with slower startups like Foxes, Falcos, things like that. You can do Nair drag down into double jump down air, and it just kills people, and I did that literally at E3, so like the second day playing the game ever. It is absolutely insane. Like, neutral air is so good. I don't know why they made it so safe if it's that useful. Like, they should definitely make it less safe on shield or do less damage or something like that, because it is so useful. It is your main kill confirm. It is your main add a shield option if they're in front of you. If they're behind you, it's definitely back air. You know, it's obviously one of your best landing options in the entire game, or rather in your entire kit, and as the character that has quick attack and back air and all those other moves that are amazing at landing, like, being your best option, or at least your best aerial option, is absolutely insane. Like, this move is crazy. It's so useful. Like, why did they make it that much use? I was totally fine with spinning Nair, but the minute I saw this Nair in the E3 trailer, I was like, oh, that's broken. Pikachu's broken. It's fine. As long as it combos into stuff, it's broken. Pikachu's busted. And then it didn't. He is, and he was, and it's godlike. Pikachu's third best move is going to be his projectile in Thunder Jolt. It is easily one of the best approach options in the entire game because yes, it is slow and it takes a bit of time to come out, but once it is out, you run behind it and you get a free mix-up on any character that can't deal with it. You get T-Jolt into grab, you get T-Jolt into down tilt, you get T-Jolt into a rising aerial such as forward air or back air, you get T-Jolt into whatever you want, you get T-Jolt into weight. Characters that cannot deal with Thunder Jolt literally automatically basically lose the Pikachu matchup, or at the very least it is even because it is such a centralized, it's like almost over centralizes Pikachu's neutral game because there is almost no reason that I would ever want to just dash dance because why would I not just shoot a Thunder Jolt and then run at someone? You know, you have to just deal with a Thunder Jolt, you have to shield, you have to try to hit it and then hit Pikachu with it, but that's very difficult. You have to jump above it, you have to do a defensive option, or again, because if you don't have like a reflector or like an absorb or something like that, you just have to kind of deal with it, or you have to be fast enough to the point where you run at Pikachu if he shoots a Thunder Jolt and then hit him for it. Thunder Jolt is also an amazing edge guarding tool because if someone has to recover low, you shoot a Thunder Jolt to force people to air dodge because Thunder Jolt will combo into forward air, and if they can't afford getting hit by that, they have to avoid it, which allows you to then do like Thunder Jolt. Oh, you're gonna go like higher than it, okay, an earlier forward air, or you're gonna do Thunder Jolt into drift back a little bit into down air, or you just Thunder Jolt into Thunder Jolt and you say screw it, if you get around it, like you got it. And it's so difficult for a lot of characters to get around Thunder Jolt, and it is honestly like demoralizing to die to because obviously it doesn't have a lot of hits done or knockback in general. And also it's one of the reasons why Pikachu's disadvantage state is so strong, because if I get hit off stage like at a pretty decent percent, I'll just go like jump, shoot 2 Thunder Jolts, and you have to deal with them. You can't really mess with me if I do that unless you have a really powerful lingering aerial that's also fast and you have a good jump, which is very few aerials because that's a lot of check marks you have to hit. And if I notice that you're one of those characters, I shoot 1 Thunder Jolt and wait. Also the fact that on walled stages, if you shoot a Thunder Jolt and it hits the wall, it will ride up it, makes Kalos and Yoshi stories so good for Pikachu because I can just go like, okay, I'm scared, run off, shoot Thunder Jolt, double jump Thunder Jolt, like quick attack to ledge, and now they're riding up the wall when I'm trying to get off stage or like off of the ledge, which literally means me being on the ledge is advantaged position because they have to respect it. I can roll on stage, then the Thunder Jolt will hit them or hit their shield and I get a grab. Like it's ridiculous. It's so good. They made it so good because of just how dashing works in this game and because of the amount of hits done in this game and the fact that shield grabs are bad and there's no power shielding. Like if you parry a Thunder Jolt, it almost doesn't matter because of the fact that one, if you're getting parries, I can kind of mix up my approach timing so you're not going to get double parried. But even if I do get double parried, a lot of the times it's like parry the Thunder Jolt, parry the first hit of back air, and then the rest of back air will still come out unless you are a character that again has a crouching hitbox, like again Wolf's up smash, Crom's up B, you know, Snake's up tilt, something like that. Like it is so hard to actually deal with Thunder Jolt, and it makes approaching Pikachu really annoying. It makes juggling this character really annoying. It makes edge guarding this character really annoying, and of course it makes dealing with Pikachu's offense so frustrating, and it is why I get so many openings. Half of it is because I'm pretty good and I'm good at reading my opponents, but the other half is because God, Thunder Jolt is just absurd. At number 2, we have Quick Attack. Yes, I know that when I made my top 10 moves in the game video, otherwise, you know, I was like, oh, I think Quick Attack is a top 10 move. It still might be, but it is Pikachu's second best move. As I mentioned, Quick Attack, you know, I've mentioned this a bunch of times whenever I talk about Pikachu. Quick Attack is a really versatile recovery move. Obviously, you can go so deep, and with the combination of Skull Bash and Quick Attack, you can basically make it back from anywhere, especially with the really precise and more difficult angles. It is one of the best options in disadvantage because you have to respect things like multiple angles, like Quick Attack left and then down left, and then down and down right, while also just going down. It is a really good whiff punish because if someone jumps and, you know, they're like doing like, let's say a Lucina, like they short hop, and you expect them to do a landing aerial, you dash out of the range of the sword and then Quick Attack back into them, and then Quick Attack 1-2, and if they're above 45%, that's gonna combo. Even if they're lower than that, assuming they're not at 0, you can just go Quick Attack shield, react to whatever they're doing, and then do an add a shield option, whether it's grab, whether it's back air or neutral air or something like that, and keep up the pressure. And again, at higher percents, it actually just combos. Quick Attack into up air fair is a kill confirm sometimes. Quick Attack into up tilt into up air back air does like 23% or something ridiculous like that. This move is so versatile. It's very difficult to use. It's very difficult to master because it's not, again, a standard move, as I talked about kind of with Thunder, but this move is really awkward to use, but it is even more awkward to deal with because there are so many options. And you can even like, obviously I talked about the good things like the whiff punishing and the recoveries and all that type of stuff with like, you know, your disadvantage state, but there's also like the meta of like, oh, you're expecting you to do quick attack 1 into quick attack 2, so there are so many times where I've been like at someone and I've just quick attacked into them with only 1 zip of quick attack, and then they're expecting the second one, so they're just asleep at the wheel, and then I turn around and grab them, or I turn around and down tilt them, because why would you expect only 1 quick attack? And it's so hard to react to that mix up, it's basically impossible, so I just basically get to do that for free whenever I want, assuming they're not gonna like dash back and super hard call me out. But it is just so useful and versatile, and it makes Pikachu's disadvantage absolutely like non-existent, and I can go from like above stage, or I can go onto stage, or I can go below stage, or I can be above stage and then go below stage and then back up. It's ridiculous. It's so good. Like, thank God they took edge canceling out, because if it wouldn't, Pikachu would clearly be a league above every other character in this game. Now he's just, you know, clearly top 2. And Pikachu's best move, and the move you can see me spamming more than anything except maybe Thunder Jolt, is going to be Pikachu's back air. This move is insane. They made it auto cancel, they made it always hit backwards, they made it really ambiguous, and they made that move just absolutely broken. They made it faster, and it combos into both itself, into up air, into dash grab depending on the fall speed of the character, and it is one of the best edge guarding tools in the entire game because it's a multi-hit that I can then fast fall and drag you out of it. It can trade with different uppies and hit people down with a multi-hit spike, or if it just hits characters, I've definitely gone like back air, back air, back air on people like Belmont, and they just kind of have to take it, and then they get sent really low and have to deal with one of the most oppressive edge guarding positions in the entire game, which is recovering low against Pikachu. It is so good. I use it basically all the time because you can drift in and out with it. You can choose whether you're going to cross up or not, which makes it really difficult for people to punish, even though it's not technically safe on a lot of character shield because it's like -8 or something, like -7. So a lot of characters can deal with it, but if you don't have a bolt, like a multi-directional, you know, like add a shield frame 3 neutral air like Ness or something like that, you're not really gonna be able to deal with it really easily. And again, just the net that you get for this is ridiculous. You can always just reverse aerial rush or just turn around and always just jump the way you want your back air to hit, and if it hits, it will send them off stage. It's a kill move. It again is a multi-hit, so it really lingers. It can catch neutral get-ups, it can catch a bunch of things. Landing back air, for some reason, like the landing hitbox of it, combos into dash attack at low mid percents, like a 20 or so. You can get landing back air into dash attack and then kind of establish your advantage from there. Also, similar vein, if you do landing back air, it can often set up for tech chases or jab blocks. Like at like 40%, you do landing back air, they will get put into tumble, so then they have to be ready to tech it, and if they don't, you get jab, jab, down tilt, grab, you know, down throw, up air, forward air. It leads to so much percent, one by itself, because it is the easiest setup for nair loops other than raw grab and raw nair, because back air combos into either grab or weak up air into nair, and I went about this in my nair loop guide, so if you want to make sure you're aware of that, go check it out. I'll put it in the corner right here. But god, like, this move is so good. When they made it always send backwards, it was a huge deal, but honestly, the bigger deal isn't the fact that it always sends backwards, it's the fact, well, man, that's a kind of big deal, so I don't know, but it's the fact that they made it auto cancel off of a short hop. It never used to, so back air would be a hard commit unless you're full hopping, but then again, full hop back airing is a pretty hard commitment in general. But now with short hop back air being an auto cancel, you get to just use it all the time, basically with no risk, and like basically the only way to deal with back air is to dash backwards and then whiff punish it. But again, if you are a character that cannot deal with Thunder Jolt, I just shoot a Thunder Jolt and then I just back air where you're gonna have to deal with the Thunder Jolt, and so you have to get hit on shield, and a lot of the times it's shield pokes. Like I've shield poked literally people's, like the first interaction of a game is I run back, shoot Thunder Jolt, dash back air, and it shield pokes them, which is ridiculous because then I get again 60 to 70%, or like, you know, 50 to 70 depending on if I mess up the combo or not, but you get so much damage. It shield pokes, it is auto cancels out of a short hop, which makes it entirely just useful all the time. It always sends backwards, so it's very predictable. You don't have to worry that it's not going to hit a certain direction, which I used to be worried about. Granted, I had setups to hit to like particular sides, but now it just does it all the time for free, which is wonderful, and it gets people off stage, and Pikachu's edge guarding is one of the best in the game, part because of back air and part because back air puts people off stage, so you have to deal with the edge guarding situations more, and then people can just die at such early percents because of this move. Easily Pikachu's best move. I, you know, for a long time thought it was quick attack, but then once I got better at ultimate and better with the character, back air is just an over centralizing move in his neutral. You know, that T-Jolt, quick attack, down tilt, basically every move that I mentioned other than the bottom 3, I use all the time, and you will see that I use them all the time if you watch my videos and study like the percentages, but definitely I use back air, T-Jolt, and quick attack probably the most, that and maybe like down tilt or something like that, and nair, just because of like the combos and stuff like that. But wow, like this character's moveset is amazing, and again, if you disagree with my placements of anything, I do have something that I can kind of agree with, like flipping a couple moves, because again, every move is so good that it's like, oh, you value one thing over another, like sure, like up tilt's worse than thunder, or like up tilt's better than thunder, something like that. I can kind of understand that, but let me know down in the comments below what you think about this. Let me know if you want me to do this for other characters, because obviously I know the most about Pikachu, so this is kind of like a lot more solid, but if you want me to do it with other characters, I am more than willing to do so, assuming I have a lot of knowledge on that character. As always, social media, Panda, and partner stuff is down below, and I will see you all next time.